Hey, this is the ambiguously brown couple.
Why are you looking at me?
It's your luck. Hey, this is the ambiguously brown couple.
And we're living in South Korea. We've been living here for 2 months.
And we want to tell you all the cool things we found out that no one told us. Okay, number one. The coolest thing about Korea is technology. So Korea is super high tech. But it's not just high tech, it's also very
Low tech.
No, accessible.
Yes, it's very accessible and high tech.
For example, in most apartments and most houses, you don't have keys because all you have is a number pad. And the crime rate is pretty low in Korea, and there are cameras everywhere watching you, so nobody usually hacks into these. They don't hack into your keypad, but yeah, there's no keys, so there's one less thing to forget when you leave the house.
So you could forget your code. Don't do that. And super fast internet everywhere. We have better signal here than we had back in the States.
Yeah, super fast internet, super fast data.
Even with an old phone. Wi-Fi on the bus, Wi-Fi on the train. So it's like Wi-Fi everywhere. You hardly even use your phone for data anywhere you go.
We're living in the future.
Yes, because when we got here, we lost a day in flying.
Well,
In a 15-hour flight.
yeah, but also technologically, we're living in the future.
Okay.
The apps here, right? They have their own social media apps, but they also have really cool apps that help you get around. Like the transportation system here is amazing, very reliable, but also very easy to understand for foreigners like us because all you have to do is download an app and it usually has English on it too. And you can follow all the bus routes, all the train routes, you know exactly where to go, and it'll tell you what time, where, when, how. Another cool thing, we're not doing a good job of listing, but another cool thing
We're new at
that we didn't know about Korea is just the abundance of delicious food everywhere, and it's every freaking where.
Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Yeah, you usually don't get into a restaurant and they serve you something that you regret. But you need to have a wide palate. I mean, you know, if you're vegetarian, you might be struggling. Vegan, you're gonna struggle. If you like meat, you're not gonna struggle. I mean, I can't name too many foods. I only know like a couple, but you know, restaurants with good pictures, point and order.
Our first day in Korea, we were overwhelmed by the amount of restaurants. Like, you walk down the street and there are just restaurant. Here, people eat out. They don't cook at home as much.
It's actually cheaper to eat out than to buy and stock up on groceries. But you can stock up in the farmer's market. But you get a lot.
It's like wholesale. You gotta buy this much, which is not practical if you're 1 or 2 people. So usually you just eat out.
Yeah, we got like a month's worth of mushrooms for like $2.
But it was a task getting to them.
Mad mushrooms. Even had to freeze some, and then it still took a long time.
It's easier for us to just go down. There's a million restaurants right here, and just pick one. Or you can order takeout or delivery. There's a lot of delivery apps. Delivery is very cheap and very quick here. So a lot of people order delivery, especially now when the weather's cold and stuff. Okay, so when we say good food, like Carlos said, if you're vegetarian or vegan, you might struggle. But they have great food. For example, of course, they have traditional Korean foods, all different kinds, right? They have the Korean barbecue restaurants, which you might have seen back home in the States. They have, where we live is known for seafood, so we have a lot of seafood restaurants, like where they have seafood soups, and everything has seafood in it, like everything. And then there's like the quick food places where you can get your kimbap, your, fried chicken is abundant. Korea has the best fried chicken, and they have so many different recipes, and they're all super delicious. Oh my gosh. And then they have a lot of fusion food too. You know, they have burgers and pizzas and stuff, but the Korean version of things. And they're all delicious. So yeah, you find Korean Italian, Korean Mexican.
Shout out to Arita restaurant.
Yeah, in Gwangju, ahorita. Another cool thing about Korea nobody told us was winter clothes, because Korea is really cold. And we packed a lot. We brought a lot of bags with us. It was an insane amount of bags. And we brought all our winter clothes with us. And we didn't know that the winter clothes we brought were like pretty whack compared to what you can buy here at a very reasonable price. So they have really, really good winter clothes here. They have, you know, duck down coats. Have duck down pants, like thick pants with like, you know, feathers and stuff in there, like warm clothes. And people wear those all over here because you have to walk around a lot and it's cold. They have they have those gloves, which you get in the States too, the kind of gloves that work with your smartphone. But honestly, the ones I bought in the States suck, but the ones here are so good. Like, that technology is so good here, where you really don't need to take your hands out in the cold. You can use your phone, and everything is touch pads and touch screens here anyway, so you don't ever have to take your gloves off. Socks, really thick, comfy socks. If you're coming here, don't bring too much winter stuff with you, because sweaters, oh my gosh, cheap, really nice, comfy sweaters. So
you could find your size. Like, we were worried about not finding stuff our size, so we kind of over prepared and then realized how raggedy our winter clothes are. So we've been kind of readjusting and improving on our wardrobe.
In Korea, you gotta look good. You can't walk around these streets looking raggedy. So yeah, we kind of have to work on our wardrobe a little bit.
A lot of stuff is really cheap out here that you would find. I mean, certain things are expensive, like import stuff, like sriracha is like $5 for 3 drops. You know, wine, depends when you buy it. Could be really cheap or really expensive. But other stuff is like super duper cheap. Like the winter clothes, you could buy like, well, you would find a coat for like $200, $300 for like less than $75, like $50.
There are some things like that are more expensive. Like, obviously, if you have brands, specific brands like American brands or specific European brands, like for example Apple products, you know, you get your new iPhone or AirPods or something, they're gonna be really expensive. And here too, it's a status symbol, you know, Apple products.
Cost a little bit more.
But Apple products cost a lot anywhere in the world, so they're not gonna reduce their prices for anybody. But you know, if you buy local brands, like obviously Samsung, LG, you know, they have all of that here, and those are really good products. And they, you know, like for example, cars, like the cars, Korean brand cars you see back home, like Hyundais and Kias, those are like so whack. There's no hoopties in Korea. None. Like, your car has to look nice. And the Kias and the Hyundais, like here, look so much nicer than the ones back home. Alcohol and stuff, yeah, we got like this $5 wine, and it's really good. We're drinking it right now. But, but if you want to save money, you know, soju is great, and it's like $1 a bottle. Like, just chug that stuff down. It's so good. So, just like everyday things are cheap, like household things. You can get, you know, stationery, super cheap.
Yeah, cost of living overall.
Yeah.
Went down. You know, like transportation isn't expensive. You could take cabs too, not super expensive either. You could get clothes and food. Even eating out.
It's cheap.
Yeah, it's like you don't gotta spend money too much.
Yeah.
So even if you go a little crazy, you can still stash.
Okay, so that was a whole bunch. We tried to make a list, but we kind of got off track. That's a whole bunch of things that we learned about Korea. Cool things that nobody told us before coming here.
Korea is dope. But we'll let you know if things change too.
We've been here 2 months, so we're still learning.
So ABC, signing out.
Korea has very high-tech technology.
It does.